Getting the old bleach filled up. Got a couple houses to do today with the old Makeshift F150 rig. Brody and Seth are out doing a pool deck, a composite deck, and then two premium washes, which is house and windows. So I'm gonna load up a little over 10 gallons there. Man, looks pretty good. I like to pull it out of the bleach first, let it run through so we don't have any more bleach in the line, then shut her down. Switch her over to our water. Unhook from there. And then flush it out with water. That way we're not wasting any bleach. We've got another video of showing our transfer process. So it's basically the same thing as when we bring new bleach in, when we load up. But I'm gonna put in some surfactant. We got the Southern Draw from Southeast Soft Wash. And then I think I'm ready to go. A little worried I'm forgetting something. It's not like our trailer where we have literally everything on the trailer. All I gotta do is hook up and leave and you're good to go. I'm grabbing stuff from our messy shop and just hoping I've got everything I need. But we'll check back in with you guys later. All right, I'm on the second project. Didn't get anything filmed. I'll put some pictures up of the first one. It was a little bit of a cluster. So first time washing with the, or I guess house washing with downstream injector and the 5 gal that we purchased in the back of the 150. And I had forgot all about it, but I had switched out the female quick connect on the outlet end of the pump with a male, and I had hooked up the downstream injector that came with the pump. So I went and started the pump. The first job was waiting on soap. Wasn't getting any soap. Couldn't figure out why we weren't getting any soap. And then I realized that the injector was backwards. It was set up for the female end, and I had switched it out and didn't even think about it. So had to makeshift. I had pliers on the truck, thankfully. Got that fixed up, and was able to wash the first one, but it was a cluster. Should have tested it out before we took it out on an actual job. Lesson learned. So we're working here. Got this actually pretty nice home with this sweet wraparound porch, but we're dealing with, there's a lot of furniture and stuff. So did a pre-rinse actually on all the inside there, which sometimes I like to do if it's gonna be really dirty. I just like to hit it quick and give it a good rinse down before I soap up. So we're gonna move to finishing rinsing the outside of this, and then move to soap inside, rinse inside, and then move around to the other side. So I'll try to capture a little more footage as we move along. Just finished up the 2 house washes that I had outside of town. So normally we're based out of Lincoln. I was washing about 45 minutes away in a small town, and it was a couple rental properties for a property manager that had reached out. So told him that we could run out there and get that taken care of. And today I was using the F150 that you guys may have seen in another video that we've kind of cobbled together to make do, so we can kind of have 2 crews, even though I'd kind of consider this one more of a half a crew until we get our flatbed rig and everything set up. So Lessons learned from today. Biggest lesson: test your equipment before you take it out in the field. No matter how long you've been washing and you think you know your equipment and everything, take the 5 minutes, do a quick test when you're at your house, your shop, whatever. Make sure everything's working. Um, so had trouble initially with the downstream injector. Realized that I had flipped the quick connects on the pump, so then I didn't flip them on the downstream injector. So I was actually trying to push water through the opposite direction, which obviously doesn't work very good and won't pull chem. So I got that figured out, thankfully. Luckily, I had a pair of pliers on the truck, so that's lesson number 2. Always carry a pair of pliers. I was able to get the connections off and flip them around and got everything set up. So we were rolling after that. Lesson 3 is I way more appreciate our beginnings and the trailer unit that we have now that I probably have in the last couple of years, just I guess taking it for granted since we've had it. I forgot kind of what it all entails to have to actually manually undo hose and then reel it back up by hand instead of having hose reels, and all your equipment already on the truck or trailer just ready to go, and how much of a time saving that actually is. So if you're just getting into the business, by all means get by however you can. We spent half a year working out of the back of a truck before we got a trailer. But if you can at all, even if it's a little bit of a stretch, I highly recommend getting either a skid unit, whether that's a homemade skid unit trailer or a custom skid unit, or a trailer made, and use that. It's going to increase your productivity tenfold. And I know for us, when we were just starting out, it was a side hustle for a number of years, and so we only had a limited number of spots to fill jobs. So having that trailer to be able to work off of efficiently was huge. And I up until today had just forgotten about how nice it is to have everything set up to be as efficient as possible. But I guess this will just make it that much sweeter when we finally get our new rig set up and rolling. And I guess it's always good to kind of go back to your roots from time to time. But we ended up getting it done. Had one smaller house and a bigger house that we washed. Used the 5.5 gallon a minute machine for the first time to wash houses with a downstream injector and everything. And you know what? I love that machine. We've upgraded to 2 8-gallon minutes on our trailer. And when we first started, I think we first started with like a 2.5 gallon, and then it quickly upgraded to a 4, and then from the 4 went to an 8. But man, I gotta tell you, that 5.5, if you're just washing houses and you've got 2 stories, maybe 3 stories and under, that's a fantastic unit to have. I would almost recommend going to the 5 before you go to the 4 if you can. I think they're similarly priced, but that gallon and a half a minute flow rate from a 4 to 5.5 just seems like a world of difference. And then of course you step it up to an 8, which you're talking a little bit more money at that point. But the 5.5 is great for washing houses, downstreaming, flat work. You'll be a little slow, but you can get it done. And then even washing decks, wood, that sort of thing, I much prefer the 5 over the 8 gallon for sure. And I think it actually gives you a little more cleaning power than the 4 gallon a minute. I think when you're washing wood, the 8 is just overkill. So the 5.5 is just a great all-around unit. Especially if you're in that beginner area. And you're not doing a ton of flat work. But even if you're doing some flat work, get a 20-inch surface cleaner, whisper wash. You'll be able to roll through stuff pretty quick. So food for thought. I just thought I'd share that with you guys today, that it didn't really go as smooth as I had originally planned. Had some hiccups. That was all my own fault, but I also was able to kind of step back and realize and be thankful for what we have been able to grow and to have as far as a trailer unit and to be efficient, and how much that actually impacts, day-to-day jobs. I think I got to, see, it's almost 3:30 now. I think I got to these jobs around 11:30, so roughly 4 hours for 2 house washes. Granted, there was probably 30 minutes, 45 minutes in there of messing around because of the injector, but even then, we can typically knock out a house in, about an hour or so, especially the houses that we wash today. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry I didn't get much footage of the actual washing itself. Sometimes things just aren't going right, so it in my mind doesn't benefit things by having the camera out and trying to film everything when you're trying to troubleshoot and get stuff going. So hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, like, subscribe, leave us a comment. If you guys are using 8-gallon minutes, 5.5, 4, are any of you actually working out of the back of a truck and don't have a skid or a trailer yet? I'd love to hear kind of what your guys' setups are. Talk to you later.